My name is Gypsy, and I am a lioness. When you see this movie, I will be dead. Today, I tell you the story of my life and the life of my brothers and sisters in South Africa. The best time of my life I had in a place called Lionsrock.
The rescue of an animal, especially of the wild animals, of the big cats, is a very complex thing, and it has a lot of moments that are emotional. But the one that is really magic is the first paw on the grass, and the eyes that are looking around, and the brain that is trying to incorporate all these informations. Many millions of smells, of sounds, the birds, they're living in boxes. They don't know grass. The magic of this moment has also a bit of anger, because this happened because humans did it, made it possible.
There are a lot of big cats, lions, tigers and so on in Europe under in very bad conditions. And in Eastern Europe there are a lot of old zoos with deep level standard without any levels. Just on concrete, the animals are just on wet concrete all the time. It's horrible, and we can help a lot of animals in Europe if the laws are changing and we do this, and also the awareness about these animals is changing in the society. And we can give you solutions for the animals and solutions for the humans.
Lionsrock is a unique sanctuary for big cats situated 3 hours south of Johannesburg. Home of 108 big cats, all animals which used to live in zoos, circuses, or even in private ownership. For many of them, the arrival at Lionsrock is a rebirth. In 2007, Hildegard Perker came for the first time to Lionsrock. She was responsible for the transport of a few Austrian zoo lions. She stayed in South Africa.
For sure, I have also motherly feelings for all the animals here. They are like my children. They need to be protected, they need to be looked after. So yes, it is motherly feelings, especially with that group which came with me, because I know them since they were born. Of course you have a bond with them, even though they don't really need me, which is good. They have a special place in my heart because it's my past too. Their past is my past. When I came to work here at Lionsrock, which is now 8 years ago, I obviously came here to work first with the guys and with the animal keepers and everyone who is working here, to start also teaching them the proper care of the lions. I did the feeding with them, and they were quite amazed that I am also handling the meat and doing the hard work, and that I am prepared to do, of course, the physical work. When you are an animal keeper, that is a big part of your job. And I think this was a big step to gaining their trust, and also for them to respect me as their leader later on.
Just look here for me.
Timothy and Johannes are in charge today. The two cousins are selected as team leaders. Both belong to the Zutu tribe, very traditional and proud people, very well known in South Africa.
I can say there's this connection between me and them. You can see even in the eyes when you look on them. They kind of, okay, how are you, Timothy? I know I'm fine. And they will say, okay, where are our food? I said, I'm coming later with your food. So yeah, it's quite nice to have that thing with them.
Lionsrock means a lot to me because it's a place of where the animals can be free, so they can live their life the way they have to live their lives. So it's the home of the animals. So I'm very proud to be the part of this Lionsrock.
We didn't plan in future to work with these things, but it happens in the way that we find something that we care for. It is a thing that is good at the end because we're helping something living.
Both of them have very calm and nice personalities, which is very important when you work with animals. They feel immediately if someone is nervous or aggressive or you need to have a balanced personality, and both of them have that.
You remember last time Lina was with me, that now she looks much better. Yeah. How many pieces, Timothy, now? 7 pieces. 7.
For me, it is very rewarding, and I am really actually feeling happy about the situation that we could have so many black staff here now with us. And then with time, you can see them growing. I see them growing. I know that the most of them are now knowing what they do and knowing for what they do it. In the meantime, understand that Lionsrock is a different kind of work and that it is a very important work, and they are proud of it. We have different teams at Lionsrock: the animal keepers, the maintenance team and the construction team. Those teams are doing all the different jobs which are needed. So, for example, keeping the fences free from the grass to make sure all the electric fences are working. Then all the time there is repairing needed for the structures, like the platforms and the shelters they have in the enclosures. We have to clean pools, we have to clean the houses which they have, make sure that the hygiene is also always there. There's always something to do, and once we are through with all the enclosures, we start from the beginning again. So
yeah, Lionsrock means a lot to me, to be through, and it makes me realize how important animals are. When I came to Lionsrock, I learned a lot. How to take care of the animals, how to love the animals, how you have to have the big heart for the animals. So yeah, Lionsrock brings very change to me, a lot.
Gypsy came to Lionsrock 7 years ago. For the entire staff, she's a very special animal.
There were a lot of them used in ski resorts on the coast, for going with them to discos, to bars, that tourists will take pictures with them. Gypsy and her brother were part of this business. They ended in one of the Romanian zoos, and if she will be so kind to stand up, you will see how severe the handicap she is. And this is due to the very first months of her life, improper feeding, improper living conditions. I mean, these animals were working like slaves day and night. It's not easy for me not only to see it, but to understand how people, for little money, they can provoke suffering. It's not an accident. It's done every single day. Sometimes I'm crying, and I'm trying to focus my anger and my emotions in rescuing other animals, because the need out there is huge, unfortunately. She has such a beautiful face, so active, so smart. She's so always checking from her favorite observation point what's going on around. Just the body doesn't help her to be a lioness. Another thing that is helping me a lot is talking about and sharing this with people, and coming from such a trip and showing them the pictures and buying them on the side of the animal, showing them why this animal is important, because there are thousands of lions that need help, but she is a special one. She's a fighter, and she wants to go on, and we help her.
Animals like Gypsy are special to all of us. They are like ambassadors for all these bad things which happen to so many lions. So it always reminds us that what we're doing is so important. And when you see someone like Gypsy and how she is happy here now, then it is also very rewarding.
Ioana Dungler is the head of the global operation team of 4 Paws. She comes regularly for a visit to Lionsrock. The project is unique on a global scale. Ioana is responsible, along with her team, to free the animals and fly them over to the sanctuary. Sometimes it takes years to prepare the rescue of the big cats due to legal issues. We meet Ioana at the lodge. 4 Paws bought the land 10 years ago. A farmer operated the place as a breeding farm. The lions were only bred for one purpose: to sell them to hunters and finally to shoot them. Lion breeding is a money machine in South Africa. Volunteers are working on the farms. This is where the exploitation begins.
They pay for this. So a young girl from, let's say, Germany is spending few thousand euros to work on a good cause, yeah? But she doesn't know it's a breeding farm, because she's told that, oh, poor cubs, they have been abandoned by their mother. But in fact, she is just one of the first layers of the cane hunting business, because the cub that she's nursing is going to grow and is going to end being shot. And the second category are those that with cool blood are booking a lion, or I will show you, you can book everything, including elephants, including rhinos. You can book everything you want to shoot. You see here the packages, yeah? This year, for example, there are packages for father and son. It's not only about the shooting, it's about the big money behind. So they want to keep you as long as they can at the lodge. You make a choice of how many guns you want. You pay also if you want to have a cameraman. So everything goes to money. You can't move a finger there without paying. Yeah? So such a holidays is quite expensive. Most of the hunters, if you look, they are so proud that they photograph themselves with their victim. As you can see, there are also women among, so it's not something, or couples or two friends that are going to do this together. And you see, if you are not rich enough, you can just shoot a lioness. Lions are cheaper. There are places offering even cubs. And when I saw this first time...
There's even places where you can order a lioness, a mother with a cub, to be shot?
Yeah. And this, I find it, I mean, these people should be medically checked.
Trophy hunting is a big industry in South Africa. Close to the breeding farms, the farmer built big enclosures, playground for the canned hunting experience. The animal has no chance to escape.
Shoot him in the neck. finally put out of his misery. And how do you explain 3 people blasting away at an animal at the same time?
Many of the so-called hunters do not have a hunting permit. The hunting farms do the paperwork, the client books 2 or more professional hunters. Every year, more than 1,000 lions are killed in canned hunting farms. 3 animals every single day. In South Africa, the hunting business is booming.
And in particular, the footage we saw, there was absolutely no response. The animal wasn't responding naturally to its environment, and when the first shot went off, there was also very, very little reaction from that animal. And you're only going to get that with an animal that is drugged.
The public that's under the misconception that what they're doing is adding value to conservation, when in fact they're doing exactly the opposite.
4 Paws provides us with footage of a canned hunt. The idea of conserving the lions is used as an argument for the mindless killing, a simple lie.
You have to be proud that you to save the nature.
One of the problems is that the canned lion hunters and the captive breeders claim that breeding lion in captivity contributes to conservation, that it's saving the wild populations. In fact, what has happened is through the captive breeding of lion, it has created a completely new market and doesn't in fact save the ones in the wild. In fact, it very well might be a threat to the conservation of wild lions.
We have an appointment with Ian Mitchler, well-known conservationist and filmmaker in South Africa. He did research on the subject of canned hunting for more than 10 years, and he released with his documentary Blood Lions a worldwide campaign against breeding and canned hunting lions. We meet him at his home in Plettenberg Bay.
So this image here that has become so iconic right around the world of the campaign and the film, I took at a wildlife auction, and this very image, that eye, still drives a lot of the work that I do today. This animal was in a crate. You can see that it's barely bigger than the lion. This was midday, heat, and all the traders and the breeders and the hunters were inside, haggling. And, you know, these are apex predators. They require huge amounts or vast amounts of space to survive. You know, they powerful animals. They stride these plains of Africa. And then I come to my country, and they've been reduced to these tamed, almost now domesticated animals that living in cages in these confined areas. And this picture represents that. Yeah, so the film does, you know...
Tourists and volunteers are kept in the notion that they contribute in the conservation of lions in Africa. A complete fraud. Ian Mitchell increases the pressure for the whole industry for more than 200 breeding operations.
Funny enough, I think Well, I think it's very important for people to understand that, in fact, all of these different revenue streams are very strongly linked. So these lions are actually involved here in a brutal chain that starts with being bred in a cage or in a confined area. They get petted, molested at a cub stage. They get then used in these walking with lions operations. They then get divided up into whether they're good enough for breeding stock. Some will end up being slaughtered for the lion bone trade. Others will be sold off to be used as breeding stock for other facilities. And of course, many of them will end up in these canned hunts. And the canned hunting component is the one which has got the most attention around the world. What's interesting is that it's probably the one that doesn't pose the biggest threat in the long term, and it's probably not quite as big a revenue earner as the volunteers or the petting. But it's the one that nonetheless is probably the most brutal and horrific in terms of how it gets carried out. There's no logical reason why the South African government has not yet engaged. The entire conservation community is against predator breeding and can hunting. what seems to be overwhelming evidence for engagement, we're not getting any traction. There's got to be some other reason, and maybe that'll come out in the future.
This whole can hunting industry is driven just by greed and by joy of killing. All of them have guns, all of them, and if they feel like you are putting too many questions, or you are a little bit, disturbing their farm, in the best case, they kick you out.
We want to see how a breeding farm is organized, how the animals are treated. A white farmer from the area of Bethlehem tells us that there is more than 10 farms around the little town in Free State. The farmer gives us a hint where to go. We prepare ourselves with a hidden microphone and special cameras. The breeders don't like it when people ask too many questions. It doesn't take long until we meet one of the animal keepers. Hello, sir. How are you today? Can we come in? The enclosures are small, not at all sufficient for the big cats. Breeding farms started to come up, using the little cubs as tourist attractions. Lions are used as money machines here from the beginning. The sweet cubs are the blockbuster. For around 15 euros, tourists are allowed to caress, feed and photograph the little ones. After 2 weeks, they are separated from their mothers. In the wild, they are breastfed 8 months. The small ones are prone to diseases caused by the lack of breast milk. Many, including the mothers, have been severely traumatized by the separation. Where did you get these animals from? The black leopard is so difficult to get, is it?
Yeah.
You bought them somewhere?
Somewhere. This one come to America. I don't know where it comes.
The couple comes from America?
Yeah.
Bread is everything what brings money, even tigers and black panthers. Best revenue can be made with male lions with a handsome mane. The reason why? Most male lions are sold to the canned hunting breeders. Between 800 to 1,000 lions are killed per year on these hunting farms. Probably figures are much higher. Because not all killed lions are exported as a trophy. The larger part is sold to the so-called blood and bone industry, to Asia. So people come here and they take pictures with them?
Yeah, yes.
And
the school
children also?
Yeah.
And it's always allowed to touch them also. What are you doing with these animals when they are big?
You sell them.
They sell them? Okay. And where do they go to? To which people?
Place,
Another place for tourists to have a look at them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read that they are sold somehow to hunting farms. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, they sell them to hunting farms.
Yes. You must get a permit.
If you have a permit, you can go to a hunting farm.
Yeah.
More than 8,000 lions live in captivity in South Africa. More than 200 breeding farms make money with these animals, a big business. The disturbing question, why does the government allow these companies to breed lions and use them for killing purposes?
It was a couple of years ago, the law to ban can hunting was about to pass. And the lobby of the industry was so powerful, and of course linked to corruption, no question, that the law was taken back. So now the South African law allows these kind of things.
I would say go to the Kruger National Park because there's wild lions, there's everything you want to see is there. Or go to sanctuaries and rehabilitation centres, support them, but don't give the people a reason to go on with these lion farms. People don't understand the consequences of petting cubs or having human contact with wild cats. They just think of the moment now. They just think of, it's a cute little baby lion. I need to take a photo, but they don't realize what happens when that lion grows up. I would strongly recommend people traveling to South Africa to not go to this lion farms to pick the cubs and to have human contact with the big cats, because at the end of the day they will just end up at a canned hunting site to get killed or shot or hunted.
Yeah, it makes me actually very sad and frustrated, mainly because it shows that people nowadays still don't appreciate life and respect life, and it is unfortunately something which can be only changed if really many people help together and not, only moan about it and complain about it, but not really doing anything against it.
The next morning, we meet Islam Savadi, the managing director of the Lionsrock Foundation. Islam decided in 2007 to change his life. After a straightforward management career in Egypt, he joined paws. He wanted to give something back.
The lion roaring here in Lionsrock is quite different than in other places, which is that it's like they're also proud of what happened to them, what change happened to their life. From a king living in a jail, in a cell, to have freedom. We can learn a lot from the animals. We can learn to read the signs, to be connected to nature. Nature will tell us a lot if we are willing to see with different eye, if we are willing to hear to nature. If I look to this drought season, that we had really very interesting situation that our blue wild beast, the gnus, one of the fastest antelope, they can run almost the same speed of lions, 50 miles per hour. And they had this special talent that they could hold their babies for longer time till this condition become better, that it was too dry, not enough green grass, not enough water for the animal. And the animal could hold their baby for a couple of weeks till they find out that the situation is developed. I don't think any human can do such a thing. This is the original source of knowledge that we learn from nature.
Volunteering is an important part of the work at Lionsrock. The management provides accommodations for up to 4 volunteers at a time. Young people from all over the world support the animal keepers. This morning, handcraft session for a special purpose.
Enrichment is important for animals who live in captivity or in human care. We have to enrich their daily life. They need to get stimulated, their senses should get stimulated, their behavior, as they are not exposed to all the other things like they would be in the wild. We have to make up for that in captivity so that they don't get bored, Sometimes it also helps, for example, if they're nervous animals or have behavioral problems, where enrichment can help a lot. So otherwise it's for nothing.
What do you put on this?
That's mixed spice.
Meaning something from everything. And here's the banana flavor spray. So they can decide if they want something sweet or something savory. They're actually called the Congo-Jordan group because they come from Congo and Jordan. We managed to put them together and to socialize them so they are in one group. You cannot do it when they're fully grown, but in that case they were young enough and playful, and they are programmed to be in a group. So problems start when they are fully grown like they are now, and when the males start trying to figure out who is the alpha male here, who is the leader. You would never believe that they would fight when you see them like that. So yeah, we are monitoring them continuously because it's a challenge. There are 3 big males now and 2 females, so they will sometimes fight with each other. They can't decide who will get the female, actually.
Which female is that? Which one's the one with the wound?
Kalemi.
Injury is it, and where does it come from?
That's a wound on her ear. It seems that it was from fighting. It is not such a big wound that we would have to call the vet, but we have to watch it, what's going on there, and if it is healing again. The volunteers record all of this, so if the next volunteers are coming, they can check on the animal, which kind of enrichment they like, also on the different kind of enrichment.
These tigers come from Germany, from a circus, which was having not enough permits for all the tigers that circus owner had. They were very heavy and very overweight when they came here. They were losing weight very quickly because now they could move, and had space to roam. When Fiona was still a cub, she was looking like a completely normal female. And the moment she got sexually mature, which is around with 3 years of age, we realized that she started growing a mane. It is a feature which is very strange on a female, and that this comes actually from the inbreeding which happened here. She is a lioness which was here before with the previous owner, and he was breeding for the Kent hunting industry and breeding for purpose of cub betting and just selling them, making money out of them. And so such places normally don't really care about the bloodline, and for sure she has hormonal problems because she's more behaving like a male than a female. But otherwise she doesn't care. She's happy and we are happy. What happens is also here at Lionsrock we can see that they roar early in the morning and then start late at night, for example, or when the sun goes down. In a wild situation, they gather for hunting. It's the time when they start getting active. So this communication is like showing other prides, we are here, this is our territory, stay away from here. The next one will say, okay, and this is mine, stay away from here. Especially the male started very often the roaring, but the whole pride will roar then with him. Other prides will answer, so that's why you hear now they're roaring on that side and they roar on this side. So it's like a concert, a very nice one.
A few days later, we have an appointment with a true lion expert, Mike Roy, ranger at the Nambiti National Park. We want to learn more about the king of the beast, his features, background, and the threat of a multi-million-dollar industry. In the 1950s, 400,000 lions lived in Africa. Today, there is only 20,000 left of these predators in the whole African continent.
Yeah, we're on our way to a lion sighting that's been reported. I believe it's 4 lions. It's a young male. And hope we get there in time.
How did you become a ranger, Mike?
Growing up in South Africa, going to the Kruger Park with my old man, my family. That's a very South African traditional way of growing up. Going to the bush and just learning about animals from a young age and developing a passion for it. The dream of actually becoming a field guide or a jeep jockey. But finally it's happened and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's absolutely amazing. Now that it's realized, I'm having the time of my life, and there's a lesson in that. There's that saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's the truth. The wisdom of nature is evident wherever you look around. There are birds that specialize in eating ticks. Animals have ticks. So the birds groom the animals. They get fed. It's a symbiotic relationship where everything benefits. Something created all of this. I'll give you that. What it is, I don't know. But yeah, it's beautiful. And some days you got to think there is something out there that's more than just humanity. There's some greater power. So I presume that could be spiritual. I don't know. It's up to you. to do.
The search goes on. Then, after another 45 minutes, we finally get a radio message from another ranger.
That is a lion, yeah, no, that's it. It's got the 3 pads at the back. This is slightly obscured, but it's got the 1, 2, 3 pads. This is a female lioness.
Can you say how big she was?
Yeah, I know how big she is. I know this exact female that made this, and she's an excellent hunter. She's a killing machine, that lady. We're going to go find them. I think they might have gone south. Well, these tracks are going south. Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky. Any Nambiti planes station for Mike? I think what we should do is go forward.
Our station's on 9, leaving us locked with Oliver on approach.
Yeah, guys. So we've got 1 male lion. He's slowly heading in a northerly direction towards his brother and the 4 females. They're apparently on that rocky ridge over there, just behind him. So it's time to go. I think that's us. Okay, guys, we're moving in.
Otherwise, you're going to have to go around.
Thanks, Steph. Sorry. Which way? I'm going to go this way. Oliver for speed. Hey guys. Yeah, they're both coming closer. See, the one in front has got a much darker mane than the one at the back. He's the more dominant of the two. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get any closer to him because this road just goes a little bit to the right, but we'll get a better elevation.
The African savanna, the kingdom of the lions. For millions of years, they prevail here, the biggest predators of Africa. Lions are the only social living cats. Only under the protection of the pack they survive. The tasks are clearly defined. The males protect the herd, the females take care of the hunting and the cubs. African lions are threatened. Critical is the situation in West and Central Africa. There is only a few hundred animals that live in isolated areas. In protected sanctuaries like the Serengeti, the lion has a chance to survive. 3,000 animals live here. 60 years ago, 200,000 lions lived in Africa. Actually, the entire continent was inhabited. The greatest threat for lions is the trophy hunt. The fact is that there are only 25 to 35,000 lions left in Africa. That is 80% less than 50 years ago. Each killed lion contributes to the demise of the king of the beast.
Well, in South Africa, the lion population in 2015 was 2,700 lions, which is a relatively healthy population. Obviously, it's on the decline, but in a lot of places, it's a lot worse than in South Africa. For Kenya, for example, I know it's traditional for the Maasai men to kill a lion to prove their manhood, to become a man, but that's a lot of lions that have been taken out just to prove your worth as a man. Surely there must be other ways to do that. Africa's the last stronghold. You know, once our lions are gone, the lions are gone. So last night what we did see, we saw King of the Beasts walking on a ridgeline as the sun was setting. It was getting dark, the light was fading, but his silhouette stood prominent as he walked across that ridgeline. You could see his mane, he walks with a proud stance. And then as well, when it got a little bit darker and he was closer to the road and he started roaring, and it vibrates inside your chest, and you know that that is the sound that every single animal fears. And then you're sitting 10 meters away, 5-10 meters away, and that thing roars like that and it vibrates inside of you, and then he looks at you, and those eyes, those yellow eyes, they don't look at you, they look straight through you. And you get a feeling inside of your stomach that it's instinct that says, if this thing wants to, he will eat me. When I see those images that the media portrays of canned lion hunting, etc., it makes me sick to my stomach, actually. The fact that you're going to kill something just to merely say, have the stigma of saying, I've shot the big five, I've shot a lion, I've shot a big male lion, look at me, I'm a big boy. And that's just pathetic. Honestly, it's absolutely pathetic. It makes me sick to my stomach.
If you were in responsibility in the government, what would you do to these people?
If I was in the government and it was my responsibility to take care of the people that do those kind of things, I believe an eye for an eye. It's that simple. You want to hunt lions in a cage? We'll put you in a cage and see how you like it when we come after you.
The future of the African lion, a ticking clock. However, the resistance against the canned hunting industry increases day by day.
So, and it's the same with bones.
Ian Mitchell was attacked physically, death-threatened by farmers running a canned hunting operation. His ambition for a ban of trade of lion bones and to stop these lion industries is stronger than his fear.
People often ask me, how do you continue working on such a gruesome, awful situation where, you go to these facilities, and I've been on to many of them, 100 of them, and it is absolutely appalling what takes place. The practices that are used, the conditions under which these animals are kept, and then, of course, interfacing with the people involved. There's a complete lack of soul there. There's no ecological intelligence, that's for sure. And there's very little understanding of ecology. There's certainly no understanding of conservation. And yes, there's a lack of soul. There's a disconnect. It's greed. It's pure greed that drives these industries. It's unethical. It has no conservation value. It's a fraudulent message. They're conning the conservation community. And for me, you just got to stand up there and go on and fight for lions, fight for the conservation community, because they're undermining all the good work that's being done. And also for brand South Africa. I'm proud of my country. It's one of the things that makes me the most angry, and I find it the most appalling that they don't even understand this, or they're ignoring it. They sell these lions to be killed on the basis that they are these dangerous, wild creatures. So they play on the image of lions. It's the same with the cub petting and the walking with lions. They are selling this notion that it's this wild animal. It's the king of Africa's species, the glorious lion. Fighting for lions, fighting for having these industries closed down will hopefully shine a light on the fact that we need to change the way we treat the planet at every level. That's, for me, one of the driving reasons behind a campaign like this. We need to change the way we think about wilderness. We need to change the way we think about the planet, about our fellow species at every level. Abuse, exploitation can't survive. We can't carry on doing it like this. We just simply cannot.
Last preparations at Lionsrock for a new resident. Bakari is on the way to the sanctuary, a leopard from the partner foundation Felida in the Netherlands. 1 hectare surface for the big cat's new enclosure. Suspense rising after a 2-day journey from Europe.
Yeah, everyone is here now, gathering, everyone excited and waiting for Bakari to finally step into his new home. It is always getting very excited when the time comes that we know he's now in the air and he's arriving. And then it's the trip from the airport to here. The vet is waiting there, also our vet, to check on him if he's fine. So everything went quite well. And now he's here, and I think he quickly will forget his past or the bad side of his past. And we are happy that we have him now.
The new resident is cautiously observed by Mike and Tulani, the 2 leopards next door.
Bakari, kom maar. Oh, super.
Irene Timmer is responsible for Bakari. She started her crate training with a leopard 7 months ago in the Netherlands.
It's one of the most wonderful moments of my life. Yeah. It's so nice to see him here. He's still a little bit afraid, of course, but... And the last couple of months were really intensively training, so we did the training on a daily basis. During the training we would call Bakari inside of the crate and we would feed him so that he gets a positive feeling about being in the crate. And then he got used to the sounds of the drop crate closing, he got used to the smell of the crate, and he was really confident inside, so that's really nice.
Well, I think he's happy to stretch his paws, and I was a bit worried that he will not come out, so I'm very happy that he managed to come out, and hopefully tomorrow he will be also more relaxed, and day by day he will improve, so soon within a few weeks he can go into the big enclosure and enjoy the really big space he will give now.
Ja, Bakari!
"108 big cats in 55 enclosures, a huge task to feed them. We have an appointment with Hildegard Perker at the meat distribution center. 3 helpers prepare 3 cows every week. Many farmers around Lionsrock support the project.
They are carnivores, strict carnivores, so you cannot supplement or give them anything else than meat, unfortunately. This is so-called predator powder, which is a special mixture of vitamins and minerals which is necessary for the animals to get because we don't feed whole carcasses. In the wild they would eat a whole antelope, for example, with all the organs inside, and this gives them the nutrition they need, and here we cannot do that. So these supplements are replacing this natural feeding. Johannes is here with us now since I think 2010. He came as a general worker here, and soon after he moved to the animal keeper team and started working with us. And over time he developed a real good feeling for the animals, and he was the one where I saw that he could have the supervisor position. But I'm very happy also that I have him, because it is really difficult to find the right staff here, because there is no formal training in this country like we have in Europe for this kind of work, and it is important that you have people who you can trust, who love the job and who are sharing with us the responsibility for all the animals. Timothy has actually the same background like Johannes. He came the same time, and he also started as a general worker. He's much younger, even though you wouldn't think so when you look at him. He lacks a little bit still this leadership qualities, but he is very smart and he wants to grow, and he I think he's also extremely good in what he's doing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I grew up without a father because I lost my father. I was still young when I lost my father, so I didn't have that thing to call my dad a dad because I was so small when I lost him. So.
And your mother, what did she tell you? What is the most important thing in life?
Yeah, my mother told me that if I want something, I have to work hard. So he keep on supporting me all the way from school till now where I am. So I really, really do adore my mother. She also told me that I have to work hard to have what I want in life. To be always loving and caring for the people. Yes.
All the animals are the center of attention for the whole team at Lionsrock. Each individual animal has a special story, often a moving destiny.
These ones are the lions which were with me still in Austria when I was working there. They were the first group of lions who came here to the sanctuary when it was finished building the enclosures. 3 of them died of old age. Of course, in our work you always have to live with death too. It's a natural thing, and it is because animals don't live as long as people do. So of course it touches me every time. It makes me sad every time. It makes me cry with some of them more than with others. So you never get used to it. I do this since 20 years, and I mean, you have to let them go. You have to know when it is difficult, when they would start suffering. In the wild they wouldn't have the choice. We humans should always, try to take time for the important things, the things which are close to your heart, not run and rush and all of this. Sometimes you're so into your daily problems and the day is over so fast. And yeah, time doesn't stop, unfortunately for us, so we have to make it stop if we can.
Timothy and Johannes have 3 days off per month. We are invited to visit their families in a township near Bethlehem, 40 minutes drive from Lionsrock.
At the place? Yeah.
Yeah, this is my father.
Yes.
Yeah, this is my big brother.
Yes.
This is my mother.
Who are you?
When I was young, growing up, I was a little bit naughty guy. Yeah, it means I was in the trouble guy, so.
You were the trouble guy?
Yeah, so. I was trying to hate another children because I was trying to be a leader.
Who gave you all the knowledge to become a leader?
Actually, both of them, and also I learned something to my brother. It's just, but especially my parents. You have to be patient, and you have to be humble, so you can be a leader. She's my cousin. Yeah, my aunt.
Timothy lost his father when he was a small child, a big turning point in his life.
Yeah, because my father died a long time ago, so I have to take his position to take care of the family. So I'm the one who's taking the responsibility now for my mom and my little sisters. It's something that I can do to give animals that happiness, because I didn't have like a time to share the happiness with my father. So when I saw the lions, I have to give them all the love I have given to my father. So yeah.
The most important I learned from Johan is it's respect and believe on yourself that you can do more. My big role model, my brother, my everything, and my father to me, because he's always tutoring me. He's my mentor, actually.
So this is the room where you sleep in?
Yeah, where we sleep.
Yes.
Only to find out after 15 minutes, Johan is starting to snore. Like
Come
one.
on, man.
What is going on?
Come on, man.
But then it's nice.
The pressure, yes, that I have now, I think, yes, I can handle it. So, because my mom is helping me somewhere, somehow, and what I can pray is that maybe one of my sisters can have a job just to assist me somewhere with the financial. So that's my prayer to God.
Thank you.
Lionsrock to me, it's like a place where I can live and grow up. It's everything to me because it's where I can feel my spirit. It's where I am inside. I am happy. It's my home. That's what I can say about Lionsrock.
What would your father tell you?
I think he will be very, very, very proud of me, to be honest. And yeah, sometimes I miss him a lot, even though when it can't happen to have him back. So yeah, that's why I give the Lions all the happiness they deserve.
We set up our drone. The idea is to create aerial footage for the film. Immediately the big cats show their interest, especially the female are very curious and start hunting the giant insect. We have to empty the enclosure to find the rest of the drone the lioness placed with her new tech prey. We have to search and rescue all parts, especially the small ones, so that the animals don't swallow them.
One female is in heat and the male is protecting her and he's very grumpy. So the other females are scared to go in. So I have to try now that these females stay on this side and that we bring Khan with the other female here inside, because then we can close this gate. But they are all scared now of Khan.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, the female eventually now moved, was not too scared to move to the other side. Now the male followed her, and that's what the other females were waiting outside. You know, they didn't want to come in because he's so aggressive. Now they move to that side, so the females are all in now. Everyone is in now. Now we can go inside the big enclosure and retrieve the rest of the drone. Hopefully all pieces, because we don't want that they chew anything or swallow it. So you guys have to check that you find everything.
I was trying to attract the lions to get close to us to get a very nice shot. So apparently there was a lion behind the camera, so I wasn't able to see it. And suddenly from the screen I saw just the cloth just jumping and grabbing the drone, and that's the rest. That's what happened.
In the evening, fun time for the staff. Once a week, a soccer game is organized. A big honor for us. We are recruited as team members. "26 units, which can accommodate up to 60 people, all categories of a 3-star lodge between standard and luxury rooms. The Lionsrock Lodge is a true success story. In 2015 and 2016, the Lionsrock Lodge won an award as the best 3-star lodge in Free State.
We have two main sections, which is one is the animal care, the animal welfare part, and the hospitality part, which both are linked in very nice concept that as much we would like our animal to be happy, to have good life, we want our visitor as well to enjoy this happiness and for themselves to be happy and enjoy seeing the happy animal.
45 staff members run the Operation Lionsrock Lodge. For all of them, the work here means a lot. Teamwork, spirit, and the philosophy of the place, they all describe as outstanding.
The staff member here is our family, because each and every one we are coming to learn, not about how can we take care about each other, but how can we take care about everything, that even the environment that God given to us.
The lodge is contributing to the project by many ways. One of them is the financial way, that all the profit generated from the lodge is mainly for the development of the sanctuary, for the care of the animal. And the other big part, which is the educational part, that we take the chance of having visitor coming to stay in the lodge, or to have a drink or to have a meal, and to start educating them about animal welfare.
Creating awareness is a core thing at Lionsrock. Gladys regularly welcomes school classes at the education center.
Most of the kids, they don't know about the wild animals. So it's much better to teach the kids from the beginning how to take care of the animals, then they can grow up with the information or the knowledge of how to care of the animals. And we can learn a lot from the animals because they don't reject each other so very easily like us. So I think people, we should learn from animals rather than animals learn from us. The kids, they are very, very, very happy to see how we feed the animals. Sometimes when they see the animals, they want to run away. Then they think of something that is going to eat them. So it's much very important to them to see how we feed them and how do we treat them, and then how safe it is if we treat them with respect. Family is very, very, very important because if you look at the lions, like this one that they are behind my office, every time in the morning, they are always together. They always take care of each other. They always care about each other. They do everything together. They work as a team and as a family. So family is about to caring to each other. If you took a lion cub, then you shoot it, which means you don't have a heart. If you do that, just imagine if someone take your children and shoot your children, how you're going to feel. Because to kill the animals is like to kill someone else close to you. So we have to take it like that.
Afra loves to be part of the game drives. She's the lucky charm of the group this morning. Important part of the education are game drives for the tourists. This morning, Anel Fourie is in charge for a group from Austria. 3 times a day, the Lionsrock Rangers take the guests to the enclosures as close as possible to the big cats of Lionsrock.
All of the guests that come to Lionsrock are part of the donations, are part of the people that come and support us. They are the people that go out and that would spread the word to have more people at the lodge. And the more people we get at the lodge, the better we can support the rest of the family that comes in. All right, this is the biggest pride that we have at the moment, in the biggest enclosure as well, 6.1 hectares in size, 11 lions, the 2 males, Genghis and Khan brothers, and then 9 females. Now basically these lions were rescued from the previous owner. He was a lion breeder. It was also a hunting farm, and also sold his lions to the hunting industry as far as we understand. I don't know, what makes it very unethical and very sad for us, these breeding farms, is basically the way in which they breed. Basically a female lioness is pregnant for 110 days only, so 3 months that she's pregnant. In nature, if a rival male comes in to a pride to take over and he wins the fight, he'll kill all of the cubs within the pride, because he wants his bloodline to go forth. So basically what happens is she'll come into heat straight again, and she'll mate with a new male, to have his blood within the pride. In the breeding farms, what they do, at the age of about 3 to 10 days, they take the cubs away and start bottle feeding them. Obviously for her, psychological trauma, my cubs are dead, she comes into heat straight again, and she becomes a machine because every 3 months this cycle just repeats itself. The cubs don't get all of the nutrients from mom that they are supposed to.
It is wonderful to see the animals in these enclosures having such much space, having natural environment, being well fed. It really is wonderful to see them as to when you see them in a zoo, and if you can look into their eyes and you can see that their soul is dead. And yeah, you can see they've still got their soul. There are so many animals right across the world that actually deserve to be in a place like this, and that maybe humans can, after visiting here, can start working towards reaching that objective.
With me starting at Lionsrock, you kind of start a connection with all of these cats, not just because where they come from, but also what they represent in Africa. What animal, we all see them as the king of beasts or the king of the animals. I mean, there's nothing more gorgeous than listening to the sound of a lion roar. I always say that that is the song of Africa. I think my personal connection with lions is, they present leadership, they present unity. I'm very close to my family, and lions are actually showing us how you should stay together in a family group and support each other in that way. Yeah, they represent more than just Africa. They represent family, they represent royalty, as we see them as the kings, basically. It's fulfilling to see the step-by-step progress of each of these cats. They become part of our family, they become part of Lionsrock. So when actually losing one of these cats, you lose a part of your family. I think Lionsrock is a big place that kind of believe in second chances. These lions get a second chance at life, they get a better chance at life. But I think for us waking up every single morning, it's a second chance in life. Yeah, we should be grateful for every single day that we are granted.
South Africa, usibuluke, usibuluke, usibuluke Murena, usibuluke, sichabasa, Yesu, sichabasa. South Africa,
and it became kind of a personal mission.
Witnessing the development and the growth of this animal, that they recover and they come back to be how they should be. This is amazing. This is really make us proud that I am part of this.
I cannot imagine to be any different or to have any different work.
The one dream that I have is to help something that is living. We need people to take care of them, to love them. So now my dream has been coming true.
My name is Gypsy,
and I am a lioness. My home will always be Lionsrock.